Hello everyone and welcome to a new video from Your Destiny. I'm Eddie the Chump and today we've got a Titan class guide. You guys seem to love the Hunter setup video that Liam did, so I thought I'd do one of those for the class we all secretly know is the best. Never mind God Warlocks, it's Titan time baby. It's weird actually how I became a Titan player. I used to be a Blade Dancer main back in Destiny 1, Blink, Quick Draw, it was great. And then it wasn't. I carried on for far too long as a hunter. That all changed when I saw My Name is Gabe play Striker. Hot damn, that's my jam. So now in Destiny 2, how are Titans stacking up? Which subclass should you pick? Well, let's just get this out of the way. Out of the three subclasses, Striker is in my opinion far and away the best. It used to be true that Strikers were great for PvP but lacked something when it came time to raid or play PvE. This is no longer the case. We now have a roaming Fist of Havoc Super, which is actually a good multi-purpose tool, but I'll cover that later. Let's do this guide logically. Let's look at the skill trees. What are the best grenade, class item and jump options for you? Well, that depends. Both the Rally Barricade and the bigger shield have their uses actually. The Rally version really is an excellent PvE tool. That's not to say you can't use it in PvP for some four-man sweet business cheese tactics, you totally can. But where it really shines is in activities like the Raid or the Nightfall. Use this for damage phases because of its auto-reload feature. In fact, it was used in speedruns of the Raid precisely because it was so good at reloading slower high damage power weapons instantaneously. Rockets work really well with it, for example. You can turn your Titan into a DPS god with the Rally Barricade, so in my opinion, that's its best use. A quick tip for you, if your shield bugs out and doesn't auto crouch you and reload, which can happen, double tapping crouch manually will perform the reload and is actually faster and way less jarring. If you don't like the feel of the shield doing it for you, do this instead. It's much easier in my opinion. As for the larger shield, this is my go-to in PvP. It's especially good on modes like Trials, where you can use it on a corner to safely peek an angle before strafing in and out of its cover. It damages enemies if they try to go through it, so you can use it defensively, but be aware its cast time is actually a little too long for real emergencies. It's also great for blocking lanes on PvP maps. It is easily jumpable, but because of the penalties to inner accuracy on a lot of weapons, enemies that jump your shield are usually at a disadvantage. Just pray they don't have a last hope side up. Now let's look at the jump options. I use the middle strafe option exclusively. I like the mobility myself. When raiding, I was one of our party's gauntlet runners and I never found it hard with this jump. Plus for PvP I like the option to horizontally strafe in a flatter arc. You might prefer the other options, but that's my recommendation. On to grenades. Striker Titan. Why do you have such amazing grenades? There's two standout options here. There's the obvious will probably catch a swift nerf, pulse grenades, and the harder to use but devastating lightning nades. When I say harder to use, all I really mean is you have to get the right angle for the lightning grenade. If you throw it to the side or behind a target on a horizontal plane, they're absolutely ridiculous. If you miss and get a bad angle or plant the grenade vertically on the floor, they'll mostly be ineffective. For me, I use the pulse grenades for PvE and either the pulse or lightning in PvP depending on the map. B-Flag on Javelin 4 in Control is begging for a swift lightning nade multi-kill. So on maps like that with close quarters boxy type geometry, it's all about the angle grenades of death. Now onto the real business. What skill tree? For me, they're both good, but one is absolutely top tier. Coda the Earthshaker is arguably one of the top two subclasses in the entire game. Shoulder Charge is actually less useful as an offensive tool in Destiny 2, simply because of how ranged the engagements are in PvP. It's still great in PvE, but against other players, I found it amazing at changing direction while evading. You can use it to rapidly alter your direction at right angles, which is incredible if you're trying to get away from a target that's chasing you down. If you find yourself in close proximity to one or more targets, then sure, use it, as it's capable of hitting more than one person and it'll break their shields. If they're already weak, you can insta-kill them if they're standing right next to each other. This is quite rare though. In my opinion, it's best used as a movement tool. It does have melee regen synergies with certain exotics, but like I said, playing that full-on balls out in-your-face Striker Titan playstyle will often get you killed in Destiny 2. But the option is there, so if you don't care or are more comfortable doing that, then knock yourself out. Or knock other players out, I guess. The single best thing about this skill tree, however, is in my opinion magnitude. Extends effects of your grenades and gives you a second one to throw. That is amazing. Pulse nades are good, improved longer lasting pulse nades in pairs are ridiculous. It's actually nuts. This alone is almost worth playing Titan for. It's obviously great for PvP, you'll have nades a lot more than other players, and your nades are just straight up better than most. That's a GG, my friends. As for aftershocks on your super, it's okay. It has got me kills, but it's not something that I play for, if you know what I mean. Fist of Havoc is great in Destiny 2. Don't sleep on the shoulder charge while using it either. If people are backing up, jump, shoulder charge, and then slam to get the most range. You might just kill that backpedaling Mida Warlock. Plus on hit it's an insta-kill and has a shorter animation, so if you've isolated a player, use it to kill him quicker. The super's main uses, however, are for position clearing, like a control flag or countdown bomb. It's one of the only genuine panic supers in the game as well, so it can be used like that too. You can bait people into pushing you and then wham, trials round clutched. In PvE, because it now roams, it's amazing. Only second really to Stormcaller for clearing ads, the shoulder charge is also good for large targets, although because you have to be close, you'll quite often get stomped away by them. Aftershocks make Fist of Havoc really good in PvE, much improved from the first game. Code of the Juggernaut has some really nice health regen and melee synergies, but it doesn't have shoulder charge, only gets one grenade, and nothing lives long enough through Fist of Havoc to warrant the extended duration and health gaining properties. It's perfectly usable and is still better than some other hunter classes in the game, but Earthshaker is so good it's an easy decision to make. Right, onto gear. There are three main exotics that work well with Striker in my opinion. They are the Insurmountable Skullfort, which gives you health regen on melee attacks, the Alpha Lupi, and the Dune Marchers, which makes you sprint faster and gives you an arc bolt-like charge to your melee hits when you're at full sprint. This is personal preference depending on your playstyle, but just look at the Alpha Lupi for a moment. Grants extra orbs from supers and heals you when using a barricade. I'm sorry, what was that? I'm a warlock as well now, am I? Oh, okay, that's not amazing or anything. To be clear, it's not a health regen, it's a chunk of health, but it's honestly saved my life so many times in both PvE and PvP, I can't express how good I think it is. Use the others if you like, this is my firm recommendation. As for weapons and armor builds, Titan have access to resilience like it's nothing, but I like to build for a more balanced resilience recovery build. This means you'll sacrifice mobility. Oh no, whatever shall I do? Strafe jump and shoulder charge make you more than mobile enough. For PvP, the Mida gives you increased movement speed on the ground, so I recommend that. Oh joy, more Mida, I hear you say. Well, this is a best setup guide. It is one of the best guns in the game, so back off. For my PvP energy weapon, I use the underpowered Last Hope. If you want to get aggressive with your striker, using the Last Hope is great as you can be accurate in mid-air. A good SMG is also a good choice for the same reason. For PvE, I use pretty much anything with kill clip in the kinetic slot, and the mananananan or however you say it for the energy slot. I don't have the Nameless Midnight. If I did, I'd use it. The mananananan whatever is the energy equivalent, and it has lightweight, so that's good for a low mobility Titan build. And that's about it. That's the most brutally effective class setup for Titan I have found. Sunbreaker and Sentinel are exactly what they are in this video. An afterthought. Options, sure. Fun, definitely. But do they compare to Earthshaker, Striker, Titan? No, not a lot in the game does. I really hope you found this video useful. If you did, please don't forget to leave a rating. If you never want to miss another video of ours again, please click the bell icon next to the subscribe button on our channel to join the notification squad. You'll be in good company. And finally, please check out the Your Destiny Twitter. It's where you can find updates about new videos and other cool stuff. I've been Eddie the Chump, and until next time,